Look happy.
Don't worry.
Everything's gonna be alright.
Remember the blunder on page 3?
You've practiced enough.
Why is everyone staring?
Wait.
No.
Oh, come on, you forgot everything.
This is so embarrassing.
Have you ever found yourself in a similar situation? I know I certainly did. So here are my 12 greatest tips on how to up your public speaking game. These tips can be broken down into 2 categories. First, things that you can do while you're creating the presentation, and the second is when you're presenting. So let's get started. Tip number 1 is know what you're about to say. I know that a lot of people read through their PowerPoints, but do you actually understand what you're going to present? And even if you do, are you confident that you would be able to speak about it in front of the public without reading or reminding yourself of the slides? Tip number 2, do not overcomplicate things. We do not want to see 5 paragraphs of text jammed onto one PowerPoint slide. Break it down into more slides, add some visual guides. Make it that not only the people in front can see and read everything off there, but so that people all the way at the back of the audience will be able to see what is going on your presentation. This leads me to my next tip, which is to add visual guides to your presentation. You can add images, graphs, tables, charts, basically anything that relates to the text on your paragraph and makes a point about whatever that you're presenting. Actually, if we're speaking about school and college, then teachers actually really appreciate it when you add visual guides to your presentations. It makes you seem smarter and as if you put more time into the presentation that you're giving. Also, we must realize that we live in a world of instant gratification. People's attention span is constantly declining. By adding visuals to your presentation, not only is it easier for humans to grasp everything that is going on there, but it is also much more pleasing to the eye. Tip number 4 is to make pause slides. What I mean by pause slides are slides that only have the title of whatever it is that you're going to present next, or a question that you want to say out loud or ask the audience. These are very important because not only do they give the audience an idea of what is going to come next, but they also help you recite everything that you're going to speak about next. Because if I'm being honest, whenever I go to present and I don't do these slides, I actually tend to forget what is going to come in the next slide. So I need like a second or 2 to actually remember what is going on. Since I started adding these slides, I'm much more confident in what I'm doing because I know what is going to come next and things don't take me by surprise. Also, if it is a question, then it gives you a little leverage time to take a breath while the audience is thinking about whatever is going to come next. Tip number 5 is closely related to the last bit of tip number 4, and it is to engage your audience. When you engage your audience, they feel as if they're also a part of this orchestra. They feel as if you're family, as if you're all working towards the same goal. You can engage with the audience by asking simple questions that anyone can answer and don't take a lot of mental capacity. Or you can make people vote for an answer by raising their hands or, I don't know, making some noises or whatever, clapping. Tip number 6 is to give yourself enough time to prepare. Cramming everything last night isn't going to get you far. You've pressed on this video and I assume that you actually want to improve your public speaking skills. Public speaking is a skill. It is a muscle. It is something that needs to be trained. You need to put time into it. So whenever you're given a presentation task next, take extra time for it. Start working on it right away and give yourself enough time to actually prepare the presenting part of it. Tip number 7 is to know your audience. If the people have never heard the topic that you're about to present, they have never heard anything about it, they have never seen it before, no need to go into complex details. Just try to cover everything on the surface level so that everyone can understand you. Similarly, If the audience is very well familiar with what you're about to speak about, then go into those complex and interesting bits so that everyone is engaged, everyone is interested, and there is no Timmy who's sleeping at the back because he's so bored of everything. Now let's go on to the tips that help with easing anxiety and stress levels during the presentation. Tip number 8 is to have a pointing object with you. This can be a pencil, a ruler, a laser, basically anything you have access to. This is very powerful, not only for pointing, but to help you with your posture. When you have an object with you, most likely you're going to start fidget with it. And this way your posture is going to be much more relaxed than if you were to stand there, cross arms, cross legs, trying to become as small as possible. Also, because now you have a pointing object, you can use it to actually point at things. This is a very simple action, but it makes you look so much more confident in whatever you're doing. People will feel much more engaged with the whole presentation. Why? Because when you're giving a presentation, it's not only the data and you, meaning a solid object with vocal glands. No, it is a performance. People are looking at everything that is happening. So you are an actor and you need to use everything that you have. You need to use your voice, your intonation, your movements. Simply by being an actor and going out onto the stage thinking that this is a performance and not just a presentation, you'll be able to engage so much more people and your presentations will go onto a second, maybe even third level. Tip number 9 is related to eye contact. There is no need to single one person out and stare straight into their soul. Also, there is no need to avoid absolutely everyone because you're terrified of eye contact. No, I feel like the best tip is to stand straight and look slightly above the audience while moving your head from side to side every now and then. This way, it will appear as if you're looking at groups of people and that everyone is included. Tip number 10 is to take breaths between paragraphs and/or slides. This will help you with stuttering voice. It will help set a temp to the presentation, and sometimes a pause in the right place can completely transform the mood of the presentation. If there is a quote or a very strong and or motivating sentence somewhere in the middle of your paragraphs, then let it live. Let the sound of it vibrate, echo, and go and settle into the audience's mind before you disturb it with more information. Tip number 11 is to know why the audience is there. I feel like the majority of people have this little voice in their head saying, "You're not good enough, no one wants to hear your presentation." But you need to look at it from another side. Let me give you 3 examples to understand what I mean. Example number 1, at school. Chances are everyone is going to present. Everyone is going to look like idiots sooner or later. Everyone has this little voice in their mind. Everyone is thinking that they are the worst at giving presentations. So instead of focusing on that voice in your head, think about everyone. Just remember that everyone has it. And so people are not so much focused on you as they are focused on themselves, freaking out that they are going to be the next one. The second example is if you're giving a presentation at an event. Everyone in the audience came here because they are either interested in you or the topic that you're going to present. Either way, they are already biased towards liking whatever is going to happen. So when you're looking at the audience, instead of freaking out, say, "Wow, so many people came here with the same interest as me or interested in me." The last example is if you're giving a volunteer presentation. You already went through the hassle of applying for the presentation, creating the presentation, and now you're probably standing behind stage. Well, since you've already put so much work into it, you know in your heart that whatever you're about to present is worth fighting for. So go out there and speak whatever you wanted to speak from day one. Finally, tip number 12, which is to ask for feedback. Everything that I've covered so far was general advice. However, if you want to become a complete pro at public speaking, they need to target your own challenges and struggles. So ask a friend to help you, ask a teacher, or even record yourself and make a list of all of the things that you would like to improve. There is no need to fix everything at once, and I do not advise it. I think that is one of the worst things they can do. It is a motivation killer. Instead, break the list into very simple and achievable little tasks. And each time that you give a presentation or practice for a presentation, select one or two and apply them. The more you practice, the better you become, and soon your list is going to become shorter while your presentation skills are going to go up and all over the roof. These were my tips. I thank everyone who is still here and watching, and if you're still here, then do not just click away the video. Take a pencil, take a paper, write down what you're going to try the next time. There is no improvement from simply watching these videos. You actually need to start doing things. Also, if you're someone like me, someone who's trying to become the best version of themselves, then subscribe to see when the next video is going to come up. Until the next time, goodbye.